Today's episode is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/Hadoken debt. They have over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. They have really good books like The Girl on the Train, The Hobbit, Divergent, Lean In, The Book Thief, Crush It, Why Now is the Time to Cash In on Your Passion. That's by one of my favorites, Gary Vaynerchuk. So it's all good. If you're driving to DC, you got a long commute to Pax River Base, you're jogging or running or exercising, whatever. If you just don't have time to read a book, then get the next best thing, audiobook. So check it out, audibletrial.com/Hadoken debt. Oh, yeah.
Because I was the perfect age for that movie when it came out. So.
Oh, that's been a while. Maybe we should watch that one.
I could quote it for you now if you want me to.
Script, the screenplay,
I've got the entire thing in this head. Men in Tights, I think, like when I was a kid, we'd rent it, and I'd watch it 4 or 5 times in a row before I went back to the video store. So
wearing out that tape.
Yep. So I loved Men in Tights. And then Spaceballs would probably be second to that. So, but one of the things I liked about this is how if you've watched his other movies, you can see jokes repeated from one movie to the
really?
other. Yeah.
Okay.
So one of the easy ones, I think he does this. At least he did it in Men in Tights. He's probably done it in all of his movies. Pretty sure Spaceballs had it too. But the whole walk this way thing. And so it's typically used in his movie, like somebody says, walk this way, and then they just follow him and copy it without him realizing it. In this movie, Igor says, walk this way, and Gene Wilder starts to walk in that direction, and then he hands him the cane.
Yeah, he's like, here.
He's like, here.
This way.
Actually walk this way. Which was pretty funny. The joke about the hump being on the other side. He does that one in Men in Tights with the mole on the prince's. The prince has a mole on one of his, and it keeps moving throughout the movie. And the sheriff of Rottingham actually mentions it. He's like, "Excuse me, sire, but wasn't your mole on the other side?" And the prince is like, "I have a mole?" But it was kind of funny to see that joke 18 years before Men in Tights would come out.
So you pointed out how the sheriff in this movie, he had that mechanical arm. Was that just a movie mistake that one time he did it?
I think it's because it was only the one scene where it ended up being his left hand instead of his right. I think it was just that one time that they made a mistake on it.
Okay, or maybe it was a trick. Maybe Mel Brooks wanted the audience to go,
catch it.
Yeah,
and then
no one, and then nothing said about it.
Well, yeah, because it wasn't like they switched it back and forth. He had one that was, what are they called? An amputee, synthetic? No, replacement limb. He had
prosthetic.
One prosthetic. Yeah, that's what it is. One that was a prosthetic arm, and the other one that moved fully functioning.
Okay.
But it wasn't like it was ever switching back and forth, and they actually ripped his arm off in the towards the end of the movie.
Yeah.
So,
speaking of hands, when they got the body in the beginning, and that one town folk came up to him and was like, "I've never seen you," and then they get in a conversation. "Oh, you need a hand? No, thanks, I got one." And it was the dead hand.
Yeah.
From Gene from the
coffin, from the monster. Yeah. And he'd like stomp, and then Igor would like throw it up to salute. Or shake or do different things. So.
Yeah, he hated his name when people related him to Frankenstein. There, he was like, "It's Frankenstein."
Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Or Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
Yeah, because he's the grandson of Victor Frankenstein.
Yeah.
And he's a doctor and a teacher, professor on the nervous system in the beginning. So one last joke that was repeated was when the blind man, played by Gene Hackman, was praying that God would send him a companion, somebody to talk to and everything. and immediately the door opens and the monster walks in. That was also repeated by the witch Latrine in Men in Tights when she's praying that God would see fit to give her the Sheriff of Rottingham for her love, and he drops through the ceiling onto her bed, and she immediately says thank you, and then chases him. So
that's awesome.
The other thing about Mel Brooks' humor, though, is you have to watch it. You can't just... It's hard to be on your phone or to be taking notes or something, because you're going to miss visual things that are never mentioned. So.
The, like, when the sheriff was driving away after they played darts, his tires were flat. And you wouldn't have... Yeah, if you just go in and watch him driving away with flat tires, you're like, wait, how did he get flat tires? You know? But it was Frederick or missing
the brains in the laboratory or whatever when he goes to get the good brain.
Right.
Mislabels and stuff like that, or the what was it you had mentioned? If after 5 p.m.
Slip brains through the
door,
like it's an envelope slot or something.
So you miss that stuff if you're not paying attention. So that's always good. I love the visual cues of Mel Brooks's humor too. So.
And they kind of make fun of the secret passageway, you know. And there's always in a castle, there's a secret passageway, but with the candles and the books, they kept flipping around. Yeah, it was funny. It wasn't... I'm not a fan of slapstick comedy, but it had just enough of it. It wasn't over-the-top slapstick. So it was good for me.
Cool.
Yep.
I liked how the sheriff's accent was so bad that other Germans couldn't understand what he was saying. That was always funny. So, you know, it's an American doing a German accent, and it's so thick and so over the top that even his own countrymen can't understand what he's saying. So he has to clarify it. So,
yeah, Elizabeth, Frederick's fiance, she didn't want anything to do with Frederick. Just you know, kept away from him, not attracted to him at all. But yet he was just like, oh, okay.
So dedicated to her and everything. And at the train station, she's like, I will need days to tell you how much I love you.
I know.
But then she's like, no, don't touch the lipstick. I'm going to a party. Don't mess with the hair.
The hair.
My dress.
My scarf or whatever.
And even when he's on the train and he blows her a kiss, she shields herself from the blown kiss. So, and they bump elbows, which I thought was kind of funny.
The lowest form, like, that's what a guy and a girl would do to each other if they're just friends. Like, the girl has no interest.
I mean, it's funny because I've bumped elbows with people before too.
Really?
So, yeah, I mean, if your hands are dirty or sweaty or wet or something, you can't do a fist bump. You can't do a high five.
Just,
like, bump elbows.
Yeah, it's like, that's the least I can do. And then, like, closer to the end, when Inga and Elizabeth were getting out of the car, or they're all there, Frederick was like, can you help me with the bags? Okay, you take the blonde one, I get this one.
Yeah, that was hilarious. I wrote that line down. Yeah, Igor's lines were some of the best ones in it. So.
They were awesome.
Abby someone.
Yeah, where did you get this brain?
Abby Normal.
Are you telling me you got an abnormal brain?
Or the charades that they were doing when the monster was strangling him. They're like, charades, 3 syllables.
Yeah, it sounds like
said a dirty word.
Said a dirty word.
Said a give. Said a give.
Said a give. Oh my gosh, that was awesome.
But for me, the payoff of this movie, I think, had to be the Putting on the Ritz song that they did on stage at the end. Yeah. Because you're like, where is this going? I mean, how's this going to end up? Is it going to end up like Frankenstein? You know, he kills the fiance and then runs off and tracking him through the woods for forever. But it's like, no, I'm going to do something completely different from what my grandfather did, and I'm going to present you to society and say you can be a fully functioning human. But just when they were dancing, and he was doing the dancing, he was doing the cane movements and everything, but when it's his time to sing, and he's just like, I'm just like, that was the funniest part in the whole movie for me.
And people were excited about the dance part, not about bringing somebody back to life. You know, all these pieces. It's just like, but that's the the humor of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, there were some bad jokes too.
Yeah.
It wasn't as bad as some of his other stuff.
Uh-huh.
Spaceballs was pretty over the top sexually. So was Blazing Saddles and History of the World and some of those other ones. But Frank jokes, she's like, "You're just like every other man.
Yeah.
Just interested in seven
or
or eight
quickies,
and then gonna run off with the boys."
But I thought it was funny when Frankenstein was undressing at first, and she was still leery of it, and then she goes, "Woof."
Yep. So that's very much Mel Brooks.
And then at the end, they were married, like an old married couple, and she was like, "One hamper's for socks, one hamper's for underwear, blah, blah, blah." And she comes out like Mrs. Frankenstein.
The Bride of Frankenstein hair.
I thought that was hilarious.
Yep.
And he's just like looking at the camera like, what did I get myself into?
Or he got part of your brain. What did you get from him? Yep.
Got the animal side. Yeah, it was a good one. I gotta watch Blazing Saddles next.
Nice.
Yeah.
That one's fun.
Yep.
I made the mistake. We did a movie night once, and we did Three Amigos and Blazing Saddles in the same night. And I'm thinking they're both westerns. It'll be good.
Yeah.
Three Amigos is a classic too. If you haven't seen that one,
that's a Mel Brooks movie.
No.
Okay.
No. But they were both westerns. That's why we grouped them together.
He's like,
yeah.
I remember that part.
So Three Amigos was great. Blazing Saddles, like I said, is still good. But yeah, you're just surprised by what they got away with. And that was actually made the same year as this one.
Really?
In 1974.
Oh my gosh.
I think. Was that Blazing Saddles?
We'll look it up.
I think I had seen that they were both 1974.
Okay.
So. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna do a Mel Brooks marathon soon.
Yeah, I gotta watch some of the other ones too. So this one, Blazing Saddles, Spaceballs, Men in Tights, those are like the ones that always get watched. But you gotta watch the History of the World. I almost started going off into Monty Python movies. I watched Life of Brian and The Meaning of Life. I'm like, oh wait, wrong troop.
Yeah.
So I was surprised to see Mel Brooks wasn't in this one though.
Oh, usually he's in it.
He usually does cast himself in his movies. And there were a couple characters, like the person that delivered the will at the beginning kind of looks like Mel Brooks, but I didn't see him, so I'd have to check the cast to see if I missed a cameo.
Yeah.
So maybe he was townsperson number 4. I totally missed him. So
that's what Alfred Hitchcock did. He made himself
in his movies,
but he just did a blip. Like there's no way you would know unless
barely see him.
Yeah. Unlike Stan Lee, he's just blatantly, "Hey everybody,
are you? Is there a Tony Stank here?"
Yeah. He's Tony Stank. That's next week.
But we'll get into that next week. So
you want to wrap this one up?
Sure.
Where can people find you?
I'm on Instagram at CP_EH, and I also blog at barrettyoung.com.
And I'm on Twitter at charchangs. Our website is hadokendet.com. And don't forget to support the show at patreon.com/hadokendet. I'll put a link down in the bottom. So, see you next time. All right. Always have to edit the beginning and the end now.
That's fine. Hadoken!